Well, good morning, and it's Thursday morning, and I'm not sure whether it's the heat that is wilting me, whether it's the lack of sleep. Because I don't know about you, but I find it very difficult to sleep in these hot conditions. But also, I get overtired because I'm happy to say Mirror Television, which is who you're watching right now, which broadcasts from the White Hart Hotel in Lewis, and excuse me for settling back. I just need to feel in a relaxed pose this morning. I forgot what I was going to say now, but anyway, maybe I'm a little weary because yes, what I was going to say is Mirador Television has started to take off in a rather big way. And of course, it's all very well to pat ourselves on the back and say that's terrific. But it means 10 times more work. And I must say that I never play the age card, but at my age, I'm finding it a bit difficult to keep up. You're looking at a jaded reporter this morning. A jaded reporter, or like that. Okay, now, later in the morning, we've got Eliza Page, the Alternative View. I know that many of you find it controversial what she says, but nonetheless, she takes a point of view that is perfectly valid. She tries to back it up with facts and figures and sources of news, and in so doing, presents a very good case. So it's up to you to tap in and benefit from her. As far as today's news headlines are concerned, it's very simple and straightforward this morning. Only two, really. And I find the main one very difficult to look at in a new sense. But nonetheless, we will tell you what's up. And the Metro is the first paper we look at, and it says United in Love. And what the story is about is there are powerful images in the newspaper, and unfortunately we can't replicate them, of the grief-stricken families of the Nottingham attack. And they dominate the front pages of the Metro with the title, the headline, United in Love. A day on from the killings which took the life of two young people out having a nice uni party, randomly attacked and killed. And the families of the two obviously did not know each other prior to this, have been brought together, and all efforts are being made by these families to have their two children given the recognition they deserve. And also giving them opportunity to expose to the nation some of the bad things that are happening on our streets. Nobody says it. The fact is, this highlights just how difficult we're finding life at the moment without the proper protection of the police. Next door to the White Hart is a little, they used to call it a sweetie shop. It's a general news agents now. It sells, I don't know, a cup of soup as much as it sells newspapers. But generally speaking, the essence of community, of outpourings of grief, are those which we cannot ignore. And that newsagent, that sweetie shop, had its front window bashed in overnight. People arrived to open up the shop to find that they weren't able to go to work. And in general, it's my belief and the belief of this television station that the police have got to do a major rethink, because every day we are picking up minor scuffles, minor attacks, not always didn't end in a stabbing or a shooting. But those are things which we should expect our police force to guard us against. The Daily Mail. 2 fathers lost in grief as the dad of Nottingham knife victim Grace pays tribute at a shattering vigil. The one man who knows his agony offers a hand of comfort. And that's the 2 fathers of the 2 youngsters who look thoroughly nice, decent youngsters. The headline reads, 2 fathers lost in grief. The 2 19-year-old students who were killed in the attack moved a crowd of mourners yesterday with a joint address. The paper says the families of the victims have demonstrated compassion, courage, and humanity. The Daily Express. Families united in grief. They reiterate what the other papers so far have said. And the Times is going to add to that pool as well, with the headline, "Look after each other and love everyone." The Daily Mirror, united in love. Families of stab victims share their grief. The Mirror gives a heart-rending image of the young victims' families. So pictured in caretaker Ian Coates, also pictured is caretaker Ian Coates, who is 65, is the third victim of the attack. He was the truck driver, the lorry driver, who was set upon and his vehicle taken, used as a getaway vehicle. Yes, we sometimes forget the others when we're being emotional. The eye changing attack. The eye talking about the fact that the economic situation and Jeremy Hunt's handling of it is causing the home-owning Tories to give support to their leader, to the party. Essentially, where we stand as far as the economy is concerned is people with mortgages will expect to have them jump. We didn't mention this yesterday, but the metros at the metro, the eye, say the result of the way that the government is handling it, raising interest rates, and handling it is inflation, raising interest rates. The interest rates as they stand are not behaving as they should. They're not driving inflation down. And that is troubling, number 11. And so it should. But anyway, expect interest rates to go up. Your mortgage rate, therefore, will zoom. And essentially, the Chancellor's hands are tied if he doesn't tackle inflation with an interest rate hike, then we are in trouble. We saw how inflation raged a couple of months ago. It won't stop. It will attempt to get a stronghold, meaning that everything will then start to rise. Supermarket prices will be up 6%. Bank loans will be up 6%. Everything will react to a rise in interest rates. That leaves the lenders, if you like, forcing up or being forced to change the mortgages that average people have and make it a very, very expensive item in the family budget. The Financial Times is, it goes back to the question of mortgage rates. Sunak feels the heat as the rapid mortgage increases add to the cost of living crisis. Gloom and doom everywhere. The Daily Telegraph. Aha, they can't leave it alone. They have to go back to this unseemly row that's taking place right now in Westminster. Essentially, a member of the Partygate committee has hounded Johnson out of office and now out of the any sort of activity at all. But he's quit as an MP, mind you. I wouldn't guarantee that will stop him starting to think away in terms of his comeback, to say the least. But yes, so essentially what's happened is it turns out that a member of the committee that hounded Johnson managed to break the rules himself. So now there's going to be a free-for-all. And the paper says Boris accuses a member of Parliament on Partygate committee of hypocrisy. Do as I say, not as I want, or whatever the saying is. Now the Guardian is beginning to it is opted out of what the other papers are saying, and it's saying scientists have created a synthetic human embryo in a stem cell breakthrough. Now, everybody says if scientists can replicate life, there are marvelously good things that can be done to give us longer life, for one thing. But it comes with dangers. And the Guardian says scientists have created synthetic human embryos using stem cells, which it described as a groundbreaking advocate. It could have implications on the study of genetic disorders and the causes of recurred miscarriages. But the paper notes the work is likely to raise ethical questions and legal questions as the science moves ahead of legislation. The Daily Star. Well, the world's richest man and mad genius says, we turned into cyborgs. Elon Ronay, the world's richest man, it says, has said that we now so dependent upon computers that they've taken over already. Well, that's been my message for quite some time, is mankind is not using computers. Computers are using mankind. And it's got to stop. It really is quite right and ethical. The thing is that it's been staring us in the face. I've been pounding on about this for years, and nobody listens. Everybody pats me on the head and says, as an oldie, you just don't understand, Keith. What I do understand is that computers and configured in various ways are badly affecting our way of life. Without getting into detail, just look at the retail banking system. Computers have shut down branches in small towns, have made sure that the ATM is in a prominent place, but by the same token, trying hard to dissuade us from using cash. Our society is at odds with this sector. And if we don't do something about it soon, we will be in a bad shape. Now, let's just look at the, I shouldn't have done that, weather, because it's going to be another sizzler. And it's already, what is it already? Oh, no, I haven't got the exact temperature right now, but it's going to be hot. It is going to be hot. Yeah. Here we go. Never mind the weather, as long as we're together. Today, we're going to reach 26. Not as hot as yesterday, but hot enough. And the wind is going to be very light, so you'll feel the full force of the sun. It's going to stay sunny all day with possibly a little bit of overcast at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. But until then, broad heat from the sun with not much of a wind to cool it down. And that's really the news headlines at the moment. Let's see if there's anything locally that we should be concerned about. We only touch on the important local Sussex Live News. Here we go. People in Sussex are told only to use water for essential reasons. Yes, okay. Kent and Sussex are suffering shortage of water, drought as a result of this spell of dry weather. The water is mopped up faster than we can actually store it and make it available. There's a house fire, sees 7 fire engines called to a scene as flames burn the roof. Where is that? Ferring on Tuesday night. Now, I am not sure that I know where Ferring is. Undoubtedly, well, the fire engines were from Worthing, Littlehampton, and Lancing, so it's in the western part of the county. That's where that fire was. There doesn't appear to be anybody injured. try one more. A Sussex man was flown to hospital by air ambulance after a serious crash. It's from Chelsea, a serious crash in Chichester. There we are, more or less, what the news is about today. And it's very focused on the outpourings of grief from the two families of the two youngsters who were murdered walking home from a late night party at university just over this weekend. The two families have apparently handled this emotionally extremely well. They have given newspaper headlines, but to their mourning of the two children, and it does look as if they've handled it with dignity and with a certain amount of pride in the fact that these two youngsters were nice youngsters. I think that yesterday I had a rant. As you can tell, when I said that I am not my usual buoyant self, that's true this morning. I am aware that we are playing with fire when it comes to artificial intelligence. That I think that Elon Musk is right when he suggests that we have let computers take us over, and it is not for the better. It's a valid reason to be careful about how far we develop. But to all intents and purposes, artificial intelligence is still computers. But we have let it all get out of hand. And it's something that the powers that be have got to start to take. Now, when Mirador and I make this sort of suggestion, as those people that are watching, tut, 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 yes, 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 and nothing gets done. Because we are not powerful enough to twist the arm of the Prime Minister and say, look, you idiot. All the things that are going on is we need to control computers before they control us. What's the time? The time is 8:58. Liza Page will be along at 10 with her alternative view. And until then, we're going to take our usual break now. And we'll see what we can come up with between 9:30 and 10 prior to Liza. All right. For half an hour. Doodle pip.